important customer, and continue to be so for the next several decades to come, which will not happen if there is regime change, right?
Hmm.
And not only that, the type of oil that Venezuela produces too is a heavy sour type of oil, which is really important for diesel. In the United States, it also has, I think, about like 300 billion gallons of heavy sour, which is the most on the planet. Venezuela has the biggest supply. So the United States really can't afford their lines to enjoy the
Test this. Okay, good.
So we're assassinating. This is what I'm saying. Let me like cut. Go ahead and keep on talking.
No worries. No, I'll try to wrap up my side of it.
No, don't rush. Don't rush on my account. You're giving a lot of good information.
Appreciate that. And this type of oil that the United States
Okay.
they call used. Okay.
This is from the Cuban president. He denounces the terrorism that they've witnessed today. He said, quote, Cuba denounces and urgently demands the reaction of the
Oh,
international
wow.
community against the criminal attack by the United States of America on Venezuela. Our zona des Paz is being brutally assaulted. State terrorism against the brave Venezuelan people and against our America. Homeland or death, we shall overcome. The U.S. Embassy in Venezuela has told people not to travel.
Beards in his life.
Apparently, Trump gave the bombing of Venezuela a green light days ago, according to CBS News. They say that Trump gave the green light days ago, but the decided that they wanted to conduct an operation, an attack on Nigeria first, and then bomb Venezuela today. The U.S. military has also confirmed the strikes on Venezuela. What else have we got? We've got okay, cool. Let's go to was it
Yeah, well, we're going to go to Casey and Inevitable, but I just want to say, Casey, remember that months ago, that space you were on, where that guy was like, but Casey the flag, Casey the flag. Like, why do they hate Americans so much, right? Like, can you imagine what the average Venezuelan feels about America tonight? You're assassinating their leader. They know they haven't done anything, right, to the American leadership. What must they be feeling? Why? Like I often hear some Americans say, especially before October the 7th, when I used to hear them say, oh, but Cuba this, and the Southern Americans, and they don't aspire to our values. They don't aspire to American values. I'm sorry, but they don't aspire to the same values as Trump and Netanyahu and the Hegseth and these people. These are war criminals. I haven't seen anybody from South America do this. They don't aspire to the same values. I'm at a loss for words. I'm totally at a loss for words. We're going in and assassinating their leaders. What threat were they to us, to America? I'm going to come to you, Brother Murphy. Let me go to Santino, because you're co-host, and I'll come straight to you. Go ahead, Santino, jump in.
No, thank you so much, Casey. I was just when the other person was talking about oil. It's very important to note that in a bold move that reshapes Latin America's energy dynamics, China Concord Resources Corp (CCRC) has deployed a 1 billion floating oil facility in Lake Maracaibo, Western Venezuela. The project, a 20-year production sharing agreement with Venezuela's state oil company.
Hey, Intel Wild, what's up?
Aims to pump 60,000
Good to see
barrels
you.
per day, BTPs, by late 2026.
No, Randy, no.
The current, which is 12,000. So,
Oh my God, this dog.
While the initiative
This
is
dog.
framed as a commercial venture, its scale, its locations raise deep repercussions. Is China quietly constructing
Waiting to get somebody on, but she's having issues with internet.
Shield up Maduro's regime from Venezuela's pressure.
No.
This is really important when we're talking about oil, what's happening, and China as well with Venezuela. So there you go. Thank you.
Good to see you in here.
We also have a couple of things. One is the U.S. military seem to have launched an attack on the mausoleum of former Venezuelan leader Hugo Chavez. And we also have, yeah, this is, yeah, it's crazy. Okay, that's what's going on. We are live on YouTube as well, guys. So click on the, sorry, we're live on YouTube as well. There's nearly about 150, 200 people listening on there. So want to, you can listen on YouTube. We have a discussion on there on the stream as well. Or you can listen to both. That's even better. And do support the YouTube and the space, because we do YouTube streams regularly on there. Daily live streams between the X spaces, and we do stream live streaming as well about whatever the latest news is and video stuff. Go on that, follow.
Just give me a second.
And like the YouTube stream as well.
Yeah, we just did.
But we need everyone to be liking the YouTube stream. Sorry, that girl, you were gonna say something?
Invasion too.
And also, everybody in this space really needs to. I don't know if you got the link to YouTube, but they really need to go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell to your YouTube too, because in times like this, there's not going to be too many people telling the truth. But so you're saying that they attacked, they struck Hugo Chavez, basically his resting site? Is that what you just said?
The trigger is still at $4.99 US a dollar, guys.
Controlled army, because they do the same thing to Palestine. They bomb houses where kids stay, where wives stay.
Yeah, ground invasion.
This is the kind of terrorism we're dealing with.
It's confirmed. I'll put the article. Sorry, I literally just fixed my computer.
Please, guys, when you see the U.S. troops in the United States, understand that the United States is occupied by the genocide or Zionist imperialists, and the American people did not vote for this. The American people do not.
Mods are asleep, so have fun.
Congress did not put up any votes. Nobody voted for this. This was just out of nowhere, midnight right now.
Okay, I'm pinning this.
In the United States, no one's even awake to see this right now. So
Yeah, like the video.
We love Venezuela. The people here, we love Venezuela. We hope Venezuela the best. And if you see the U.S., understand that what the U.S. and the United States means now is the Israel-controlled army, the Israel-controlled entity. Thank y'all.
Kenny, do you know what, Brother Buffett? I know what you're saying, right? But there are those people that did vote for this, and those are the ones that go underneath the posts. Casey and I talk about them often and say, "Yay, I voted for this. Yeah, go on, Trump. I voted for this." It's pathetic. But the point you're making, generally, 100%, and we've always.
I don't know. I mean,
the crimes of the government are not the crimes of the people. This is on Netanyahu and on Trump and on.
Can I listen anonymous? I think I can.
Let's be honest about this, because I'm looking on X for news. And there's a lot of MAGA people. I'm not talking about there's a lot of people left MAGA now, but they still the same MAGA people. They're all cheering this on. People like Nick Sauter, Mary Suthers, Benny Johnson, and the same culprits up. There's a lot of people cheering on the same thing. What's going on?
I wonder how they don't feel like complete fools. I mean, do they not remember when the entire narrative of the narco terrorists were the leading story? You know, before Trump went mask off and started.
Yeah, I mean, they don't care about that. They're just shells, because if you propagate the position of the regime, you get access. Let me welcome Maze onto the stage. Maze, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you coming on. Any thoughts or comments on the U.S. invasion into Venezuela? They're bombing in the air, they're going in the ground. What's your thoughts?
Bro, I'm about to make us some espresso and catch up. I have no idea what's going on. I'm still like trying to process. Are you saying that we attacked? We've already, it's done? Is he talking about it? What's going on? It's already done.
You went to sleep thinking that Iran was going to be attacked, and you woke up to Venezuela's actually, America's launched a full-scale ground invasion, you know, air attacks, the works on Venezuela, and he made the announcement Trump did with Netanyahu stood by his side, the two of them together, full on.
Oh my God.
I'm just laughing. Sorry, I did the laughing emoji because I'm just reading a comment on the YouTube.
And he made the announcement Trump did with Netanyahu stood by his side, the two of them together, full on.
Oh my God.
I'm just laughing. Sorry, I did the laughing emoji because I'm just reading a comment on the YouTube. On the YouTube stream, people have put comments in. The tweet's in the nest if you want to do it. But it's basically Musty Israel, who's a long-time listener. Simon, obviously we love Simon. Obviously people disagree with him quite a bit. But he goes, Sam would say the markets are not reacting. It's just symbolic. But anyway, sorry, go to you, Miz.
Yeah, so let me make some coffee. and let's go. I will.
Make it a
I
strong
will.
one, Maze. Make it a strong one.
Oh, it's an espresso. I drink nothing but espresso. Yeah, it'll be
Double.
strong.
I'll take a double.
Yep.
Yes. Anybody else? Anybody else?
Guys, yeah, do retweet, reshare the space, guys. We are live. We're going to continue giving the news and updates as and when we receive them. Guys, so if you can retweet, reshare the space, that would be awesome. Let's go to Red. Go ahead, Red.
Yeah, thanks. First of all, thank you, Sulaiman, for bringing Cosmic. And when he was talking, I so identified with this sentiment of patriotism, nationalism, your country's dignity. And this is something that Americans or in the West is not very much understood or appreciated. But what happens in many cases when if I'm bickering with my brother and I say he's an asshole, blah blah blah, but
Waiting
then a
to get somebody
stranger comes
on, but
in to beat him up, then I unite with my brother because this is about dignity. And so this is the sentiment. What you guys, so because my dad lived and worked and made a fortune in Venezuela, and I know Venezuela, and I understand. Well, you know, when they speak about the, you know, Simon Bolivar. So Simon Bolivar is I'll just quickly say, because that guy is the father of that kind of spirit, and they believe in that sentiment of anti-imperialists. So I'll just quickly read. So Simon Bolivar, 1783-1830, was a Venezuelan military and political leader known as the Liberator, who led independence movements against the Spanish rule, liberating Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, and founding Grand Colombia. He's a national hero.
always does that. Crap. My bad. Hey, what's up? Yeah.
Let's go to D. D, jump in.
Yeah, I just think it's a bigger issue. I mean, I don't. Do you think everyone in Venezuela supports Maduro? You don't think there's
Ground
people out there that are
invasion.
hungry and, you know, want something different than what they have? You know, I think it's
Yeah, there are
just
people for sure. Because as you know, the US has put sanctions on Venezuela, which means yeah, the poor people are suffering in Venezuela. So of course, yeah, there are people who don't want Maduro, but those people, generally speaking, end up coalescing together when a foreign nation bombs them. So imagine in the US, who do you support, Biden or Trump?
Trump.
Trump. So when Biden was in charge, if someone bombed the United States of America, would you be like, all good? I don't like Biden.
Say that again.
So when Biden was in charge, imagine China bombed America, Washington, D.C. Would your view be that actually I don't like Biden, therefore it's fine?
I mean, it would matter. It would depend on what Biden's doing. You know what I mean? You know, if
Really?
he's not, yeah. I mean, honestly, man, like
I gotta get
No,
out of here.
Come on, man.
no.
no. I mean, you have to support the United States if that were to happen.
Cool,
That's
cool. So
obvious.
your position is you would only fight for US if it was a Republican president.
It's hard
No.
to say. It's a nuanced question, but I mean, you know, you fight for the USA no matter what.
Well,
If you're
not
from here.
you, not you. You only fight for the US if it's a Republican president.
Yeah, not you.
Interesting.
You've upset a few
D,
Americans there.
the thing is, there are people going hungry in Venezuela. You're right. Okay. But if you care about those people that are going hungry in Venezuela, bombing it kills innocent civilians, right? So if you really care about those people, then you need to lobby your government to say lift the sanctions on Venezuela, because that's what's making them go hungry. It's not the president that's making them go hungry, number one.
Bruh. Hate this shit. Why is it gay?
Man, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, why is it okay for us to go in and shoot
Stop.
and intervene on country after country and leave them in shambles? Name me one success.
And repression, you know, in the United States.
What's that got to do with you, D?
If they're interfering with our elections, I think that has a lot to do with me.
They're interfering with ours. So you're telling me that Venezuela, a third world country, is interfering with the
Crap. What's wrong with this thing?
caring about the future of your country. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is going to be very tragic. Right now, what he did with Venezuela, it's very tragic. It wasn't justified.
Ready?
Plus, Venezuela is structurally oil dependent.
Again? Why did he drop me? I had my hand up. Okay, whatever. Wait, he ended the stream? What the heck? What happened? Oh. It bugged. It says 15 minutes. Okay. Well. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's really pissing me off. What? Dude, X is trash. Hmm. Wait, what? Okay, so what's the breaking? So we have so far ground invasion. Why can't I hear anything?
Ecuador has been
No, I
considered a
left.
hotbed for international drug trafficking in general, and Guatemala and
Actually, let me
Mexico
bring Joe in on this. I know
as
Joe has
well.
done quite a bit of research on this as well. Joe, jump in.
Yeah, Canada Canada produces and transports more fentanyl in.
See, it lags all the time. Like, it just stops playing. It's so annoying. Anyways. Randy, what do you want? Venezuela. Maduro offers U.S. talks on drugs and oil amid Caracas explosions. Yeah, okay. Full support to Venezuela. Yeah, okay. We know Syrian girl. We know. Stop! You're like, it's such a little attention whore. You just want attention. Where you at? Ah. Goddamn doggo. Let's see what's going on. God damn. What? Come on. Up. Up. Come on. 1 second. What? Oh, what's up? Can't wait to see mega mental gymnastics after these war crimes. Striking a foreign country without congressional approval. Yeah. That's what happens when you drink too much when the BB and Sarah come visit. Just saying. Where's my Stream Deck? My Stream Deck unplugged? Shit. Got the dono goal, guys. Let me refresh this. I cannot wait to see the mental gymnastics as well, sir. That's, yeah. I don't understand why we're doing that. I don't see how the Israelis are benefiting from it, quite frankly. Trump's $2 gas promise faces reality check. I'm sure. Daughter of Iranian official who threatened Americans is a doctor in U.S. Oh, great. Opinion, the American empire has entered its final act. That's the hill. Propaganda. What are you, in Cuba? The most realistic game of the year. Child stars who went on to have normal jobs. What, such as like a mom? It's freaking pathetic. What else? Iran exiled Crown Prince sends a message to Donald Trump. Support of Iranian protesters. Okay, cool. Okay, what, Kegset will see prison time for this. It's an oil grab. Well, it's an oil grab so that they can attack Iran without fearing not enough oil or something. I'm not sure. You guys need to tell me. Video capture, hold on. Got Dick. Where is this thing? Ah. Sorry, like I don't know why this lady is being weird. Let me So I was tired, I had to get out of bed. Well, we went out. Which went out for sushi, but it took us 3 hours because I don't know, man, the guy didn't fucking speak English. I usually go to that place and it's fine. Like, it's one of my favorite places, but tonight they really sucked. It hurts me to say. Oops. Blending method. Screen? No. Blending method, that would be multiply? No. So it's an oil grab, so it's like, but why? Just like, why? It's an oil grab, but like, what, they're gonna, how do you take over? Just like that. It's like, oh, we're gonna grab this oil. Like, are you gonna put the oil in, like, bean bags? Potato bags? Like, I don't get it. Like, you explain a dumb bish. Venezuela has oil. Pete Hegseth is playing war games to control their pipeline. Again, without congressional approval, which is unlawful, under the ghost of war on drugs. Okay. But it's like, to control the pipeline, they're going to, like, send it to the US? Why does it always have to be complicated? See, like, I just want to make cinnamon rolls. And pet the dog. Like, I'm just a bitch. Screen. How was that blending method? Ay, ay, ay. I thought I had to add, but I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't want it full screen though. Why is it like this tiny thing or nothing? Ugh. I'm all for puppies and cinnamon rolls. Unless you have celiac, right? That's always the thing. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to play it like right here. Sorry about that.
CBS News special report. I'm Carissa Lawson in New York. The United States just attacked Venezuela's capital, hitting military facilities in the country. President Trump ordered this operation. There were multiple explosions in Caracas starting at around 2 a.m. local time. You can see the video here coming in. It shows low-flying aircraft in the city. This is the first U.S. military attack within the country. President Trump is targeting the South American nation over its authoritarian leader, Nicolas Maduro, and his alleged ties to drug cartels. It follows months of military buildup.
I thought it was an illegitimate election. Like, people on TikTok were crying over that guy getting elected, no? Wasn't it?
The strikes come just hours after Maduro had said he was open to negotiations with the U.S. Let's go right to CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand. She's traveling with the president in West Palm Beach, Florida. And Natalie, what are we hearing from the Trump administration right now?
Well, as of this hour, sources are telling CBS News that Trump administration officials are aware of these reports of explosions and aircraft. No immediate response from the White House, but we've also learned, per U.S. officials, that President Trump ordered strikes on sites inside Venezuela, including military facilities. This, of course, comes as the administration has escalated its campaign against the regime of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, which the U.S. administration views as illegitimate. So right now, as you've seen on some initial video coming in, which we are still working to gather and confirm, several explosions were heard around 2 a.m. local time Saturday overnight in Venezuela's capital city, Caracas. People seen kind of rushing to the streets. And again, this is something that the president himself had said was a possibility out loud, talking about potential land strikes. CBS News has also learned from sources that the president gave the U.S. military the green light to conduct land strikes in Venezuela days before the actual operation, waiting for conditions to be right there. Sources also say that military officials were even going to conduct the mission on Christmas, but U.S. airstrikes in Nigeria, as you may remember, against ISIS targets took precedence that day, according to the sources. So again, we are still working to confirm the latest, but Clarissa, as you know, this comes on top of months of a pressure campaign, which started back in September with those initial.
Aren't you glad you voted for no more wars?
On alleged drug boats off the coast of Venezuela that has expanded.
Then you wonder why he didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Military buildup around Venezuela, a blockade of sanctioned oil tankers.
When you start wars,
that's both military and
you don't win the Nobel Peace Prize.
As you said, this has been a slow and steady escalation. What is the president's goal in Venezuela at this time?
You know, he's been careful not to completely disclose that when asked directly by reporters. He won't talk about regime change, even though that's what a lot of lawmakers over on Capitol Hill say that they believe all signs point to. But President Trump, in interviews with reporters, including CBS News' own Norah O'Donnell, has said that he believes that Maduro's days as president are numbered. The big question, of course, is what would happen next. And that's where even allies of the president on Capitol Hill, after they received briefings on Venezuela operations, they said that they had more questions for administration officials about the real strategy here and the end game.
Natalie Brand, thank you for those details on what's happening in Venezuela right now. Now, CBS News correspondent Lilia Luciano is talking to sources in both Colombia and Venezuela. And Lilia, what is the reaction in these overnight hours to all of this?
Well, over the last few minutes or maybe an hour since I started seeing these reports, I started reaching out to sources in Venezuela. I heard from folks who confirmed that they heard one person who heard the loud bangs who said that their area, which is near one of these bases that was bombed, could hear the loud bang, that the skies were orange and that they lost power quite immediately. There were people, of course, were expecting that something could happen, but they have been waiting for many weeks. So, of course, now when it does happen, they are on high alert. I have also heard I reached out from when I covered the election last week to people who are supportive or allied to the Maduro regime, and they said that they are standing guard, that they're waiting for more information, but that they're willing to come out and fight whatever that means to maintain the Venezuelan, they say government, of course, regime. I also reached out to Colombia. The president of Colombia has issued a couple of tweets. In them, he makes sure to state that Colombia is neither an enemy of Venezuela or of the United States, and is placing Colombia in a way in between both countries and offering the possibility of entering or allowing or facilitating negotiations. And Maduro has now, or the government of Venezuela, has also issued a statement in the last several minutes calling this a flagrant violation of the Charter of the United Nations. I am hoping to hear a little bit more about more reactions from Venezuela, but of course this happened at 2 a.m. local time, and people are sharing what they can on social media. It seems like the strikes are primarily at airports, military bases, and we're hoping to hear more from our
So he's been a little shit.
I've reached out to military sources too for confirmation, but we'll continue making calls.
Sure, and it's probably too early to tell if there's been any casualties in all of this as well. Lilia Luciano, thank you so much for that information. Well, to recap, the U.S. attacked military facilities in Caracas, Venezuela's capital. Multiple explosions were heard around 2 a.m. local time, marking America's first military attack inside Venezuela. Our coverage will continue on CBS News 24/7, your local news, and on CBS Saturday morning. This has been a CBS News special report. I'm Carissa Lawson in New York.
Okay. Highway to the danger zone. Down to get out into the danger zone. Dun, dun. Highway to the danger zone. Now say I know to you. Okay. What do you want? I go pee pee? Pee pee? Okay, pee pee. Fine, I'll take your pee pee. Give me a minute. Give me a minute! God damn it. I said a minute. I gotta go pee pee! This little shit. Yes! Ay. You are insufferable. Okay. I'd play a space, but it looks like it's not working, so. Darn. Okay, put an audio feed. Mine's live again? Oh. Shit. Okay, I'll play that. But there's nothing playing. I get hope. Who's trying to set through me? Well, I guess it's a good thing I'm too old to get drafted. Or be a woman. What do you want? What do you want? You little brat. What do you want? Oh my god. You're just gonna poke your little head at me right there? No, go away. You're cute, you little rat. You're a little rat. You are a little rat. You know that, right? Yes. He just wants attention. He does not understand. Ah, here it is. Venezuelan Minister of Defense just killed now? Is that serious? Randy. Hold on. Randy. Yeah, me too. Okay. Yikes.
Man, I'm, can't imagine why anybody would support somebody that is protecting pedophiles and trying to. I mean, also look at Kash Patel. I mean, this guy like testified that there was no connection with Trump in
She
the
wanna
files,
hop
that
in
they
a
didn't really have
ride.
too much. I mean, there's like, what,
I
a
see that
million
look in her
pages now, and they're
eyes.
redacting tons of it. I mean, I just feel like we've gotten lied to so much about this that I don't know. It's time to, in my opinion, do something about it. I mean, they're just disrespecting the Constitution. So yeah, pretty irritating, pretty disheartening, but I mean, I figured we were going to go to war with Venezuela. I mean,
Okay.
we planted all
Keep
those
going.
fucking aircraft carriers
Come on.
off the coast, and we've been harassing them this whole time. So I guess,
I think the shock for me was the ground invasion. Like, I expected the US to bomb from the air like they did with Iran. I just didn't expect a ground invasion. I think that's the bit what surprised me. Because the ground invasion means you're risking American troops. And for what?
yeah, for what? Because we want somebody else's oil. I mean, yeah, the whole thing's crazy, man. Very saddening.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, I appreciate you taking the time out, Dan, and coming onto the space. And do stay. It's an honor for you to stay however long you want. But I don't want to take too much of your time as well. Because I know you're a
Cool,
busy
man.
guy.
Yeah, good chatting with you, brother. Have a good one.
Appreciate that was Dan Brazarian, obviously great guy, speaking out against Zionism, speaking out against those in power. A friend of mine, and appreciate him. He lost a lot of money speaking out against those in power. Chelsea, I need to drop you when there's a big guest, so that way I know that there's not going to be an interruption. So that's something for me to keep in mind because, like, I need to snip these videos, which have got a bit of a gap in there now. But anyway, let's go to Rasha, Rasha, Rasha,
You're missing one more, Rasha.
Rasha. Where you been? How are you?
I'm good.
Oh my God, I didn't even see her. I was looking at the screen until I heard Suleiman say, Rasha, Rasha, Rasha.
Salam to everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm happy Dan came up here and spoke before I speak because I really wanted Dee to hear him. What really upset me is what Dee was saying. I felt like, sorry to say this, but a typical American moron. I'm sorry. You think you're out to save the world. You think you're going to go in. Every country needs saving some way, somehow. And the US, they're the ones to do it. I mean, it's so simple. They're there to steal. That's it. And the criteria of saving the world for other countries is what wealth do they have and how can I steal it and who am I stealing it for? So, I slept to one thing, woke up to something else. This is just beyond disgusting. And I agree, Suleiman, the idea of ground invasion, it's like way in advance, correct? Like this is something you would expect later on. It's like, what assurance do you have to think you can go on ground, right? But yeah, it's interesting. I'm happy that I'm in here. I won't be in here for long. I'll probably go back down, but it's insane. I do hope American people can finally wake up because I'm sick of the idiotic Americans. I'm so sorry. It just makes me sick. I want to vomit when I hear you guys speaking about America being so great. It is nothing but absolutely disgusting and trying to ruin the whole world for whom? So think about it, Dee. If you're still here, you're probably sleeping or looking up some old videos of Trump to get you all excited about Americans being absolutely amazing when they're nothing but absolute morons. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Enjoy it,
Nice.
Dee. You guys are absolute morons.
Appreciate that, Rasha. Rasha's obviously annoyed about the invasion and worried about human life, and that's what the frustration is from. Guys, we are streaming on YouTube as well. The tweet is in the nest. There is a lot of conversation going on in the YouTube comment section, which I'm reading through. So you can listen to it there if it is a bit choppy on the space, because I know it is a bit choppy on the space. Also, guys, yeah, and also go in there and follow the YouTube because we do regular lives on there. We do live streaming. We give the news on there. We do a specific news show on there. We
So
also,
sorry, when Suleiman says follow, what he means is press the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, it's free. You just subscribe to his channel, press the bell notifications as well. So whenever he goes live, which he does, he was live on YouTube yesterday as well, you'll get a notification that he's gone live with breaking news. So if you can do that, please. And also that stream that's running on YouTube, if you're on YouTube and you're chatting and I see some great chats going on, please do me a favor, close the chat and you'll see a thumbs up button, like that stream. Because when you like it, more people will see the stream, people who are on YouTube, and they'll find out to cut through the propaganda and come to this stream to hear the real news of what's going on in Venezuela. So make sure you subscribe to YouTube, give it a thumbs up, the stream that's running, and put the bell icon on, please. That's what Suleiman means when he says like it. Back to you, Suleiman.
thanks for that elaborate explanation.
She
And
did
I
a
appreciate
phenomenal job, don't you think, Solomon?
she's improving a lot. Like I told her to plug it like an hour ago, so she finally got there. Let's go to Maze, and then we'll go to Johnny. It's been a while. Oh, we got Chelsea as well. Sorry, let me go Chelsea, Maze, then Chelsea, then Johnny. Maze, go ahead.
Okay, so this might be a really dumb question, but doesn't Congress have to like approve this type of stuff? I mean, did we skip that whole thing? We did probably, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's a dumb
Netanyahu's there.
question, but
Congress
it's like,
doesn't matter, does it?
I mean, this is a big deal, okay? You can't just do a land invasion and airstrikes on a whole country, okay, that's sovereign, for whatever reason, just because you think this is like, oof, this is a big deal. I mean, I just, I just wasn't sure if I missed it. Did it come out like later that they did? They didn't run anything by Congress. I think this might be grounds for potentially impeaching his butt. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to curse in front of your sir. I'm gonna have to keep reminding. I'm almost awake, guys.
Maze, nobody's going to impeach him. He's doing exactly what they want him to do. Okay, they're not going to impeach him. Nobody's going to stand up to this. This guy is going along with everything. His master came for the holidays and told him what he's going to do, and he said, "Yes, sir." It is demoralizing to watch. I mean, like it is. They get everything they want. There will be no impeachments. Okay, they at all. This is part of the plan, and there's more to come. It's just sick.
Yeah, I agree with that. Chelsea, jump in.
Yep.
Good morning. I guess I'll say morning because it's 1 in the morning. Thank you guys for hosting this space. I've been listening for a while, off and on. Um, I obviously don't support, bombing and murdering people. And no matter how bad a country is, I mean, I don't really necessarily support invading it either because who are we to just go invade every country in the world? But we can't ignore the fact that even Democrats didn't support him. They had a lot of voting irregularities. There is a lot of drugs. They had other gang members up here. So I hope that there's more information that we're going to get later because I don't understand why they would just go bomb them unless there was more information coming out. Like I don't really see the benefit other than obviously the natural resources. That's usually what wars always end up being about. If they don't like who it is in government, but Democrats did it too. And there is a lot of bad stuff that goes on there. I have a lot of friends from Colombia and Venezuela that speak against it and how bad it is there. But like I said, who are we to go bomb and send our people in to go take it over? That's not our job. Let them overthrow their own government. And I also wanted to comment on the comments about Epstein. Like obviously, I'm not sure Trump is 100% innocent, but the the thing is that like most of these people got immunity in 2007, and I've posted the link from the court documents. All of the co-conspirators, they got immunity in 2007, and I believe it was in Florida. I'd have to look again when Pam Bondi was AG. So like at this point, I don't even support all of this crap being talked about because it was covered up a long time ago, and at this point we're just wasting time expecting that they're going to release the files when every co-conspirator is going to be redacted. um, Hopefully we'll get the truth about why the hell they just decided to start bombing them, but to pretend like they're a great country is a little off. Now, the Middle East, that's completely different. I think we need to not destabilize that. It's really dangerous what we're doing to Iran. I think we should let their countries over there deal with that, but Venezuela, I don't know. I'm hoping we'll get more information.
Chelsea, I'm just going to just jump in real quick because I love how, and I mean, with respect, like I get it because at least you're up here having the conversations, right? But we do this thing, and I'm going to make it quick, right? Because I see your hand, but I just have to say this. I do. As a American of Haitian descent, it's always about a bad country. You know what I mean? A bad guy, a bad dictator, and all of this other stuff, right? But we never look at the variables, our sanctions that cause countries to go into chaos, or when we remove these so-called bad guys, right? And then the countries descend into even more chaos, and then you get 40,000 Haitians coming here, or more Tren de Aragua, whatever everybody's going to complain about. You know what I mean? That's going to happen next. And the thing is, other countries work how they work. If it's, to me, I feel like most of these countries, when we call them bad, or there's no money, or the people in poverty, go back and I'm sure there's a sanction somewhere. I'm sure there's a meddling somewhere from us. Yes, it is like the Middle East. It is. We meddle in so many people's countries, and then everybody says, deport them back to their countries. They have no more countries from the stuff that our establishment has done. I don't hate the citizens. I love America. I do. I love the American citizens. The establishment is so crooked. They decimate countries and then make people complain about sending them back to those decimated countries. And with sanctions, everything. It's horrible. It's horrible. So these countries don't even get a fair shot to see if they could be a good country because we've already meddled and messed up their whole society, our establishment, what we do. And so they don't get a chance to thrive. And then we bomb. Now we're going to bomb them too and remove Maduro to put in the Zionist puppet. That's what this is about, by the way. And you're never going to fully get the truth, but
Yeah,
that's what
but
this is about.
Maduro is also, he claims to be Jewish. Did you know that? So
He could
there's a
be
lot
Jewish.
of,
I don't care. I'm not. That's beautiful. Good for him.
but
I don't hate Jewish people,
what I'm saying
but
is
he's not with
neither
Israel.
neither party in the United States supports him, and then a lot of people there don't. But like I said, what is bombing them going to do? I mean, like I said, I'm hoping there's more
Chelsea, can
information
I
that's going to come
I'm
out.
just going to interject because you said this already, right? But like, I mean, okay, I'm going to say this, and I'm really glad you're on here. Like Casey said, I'm just getting in. Sorry, I'm really glad you're on here because I've heard this. I've heard a couple of things that you said come from quite a lot of people. So one of the things is this: neither party support him. Who cares? The world does not run on America's approval, right? And it really doesn't. Like countries should be able to do what they want to do. Trump was elected and voted for by a lot of people in America and supported initially, even people abroad. I was a mega MAGA supporter before he got elected this time because I just knew he'd do a turn this time. Yeah, I know. For my sins, used to do MAGA spaces. Maisel will tell you, frigging back in those days. But like he was supported because people thought he was going to put America first. America's got a lot of problems, right? A heck of a lot of problems. You've got unemployment, you've got poverty, you've got people sleeping on the streets, you've got a drug problem. You know, the dollar's like in free fall at the moment. You've got a lot of issues going on. So nobody needs either Trump's or Biden's or Kamala Harris's or these people's approval. Trump's, I'm going to be really frank, but he's a convict. He's a criminal. So why would a country like Venezuela need his approval anyway? Biden, he's got dementia. Why would anybody need his approval? Like the world does not run on America's approval. America needs to stop, and Britain need to stop thinking that they're the police people of the world or the policeman or policewoman, to be politically correct, of the world. Like we need to start minding our own business. And that's not to you, Chelsea, that's generally. But one of the things you said, which I thought was really interesting, but I was in the car, you said there were voting irregularities, election irregularities. What do you mean by that in the Venezuelan election?
Well, I just shared a whole bunch of retweets from the elections last year showing that they were allegedly stealing ballots, preventing people from voting, all kinds of stuff that was going on. So I don't know even what's true anymore. Then you realize that stuff.
This is the quickest way to go from AI beginner to AI fluent in 2026. Watch this.
So, this is how I became the most dangerous person in the room. One habit changed everything. I replaced social media with micro-learning. Now, instead of wasting time on social media, I spend 15 minutes a day actually learning how to use AI for writing, planning, brainstorming, the real work. That's it, just one skill a day. This is the 28-day AI challenge built for beginners over 40. Starts tomorrow. Tap the screen to join us and try the one habit that really makes you unstoppable.
Venezuela knows what America's about. Make no bones about it. And they knew even before the election that America's going to call foul. Even before voting had finished, America was saying, it's a fraud, it's a fake, it's not our man in there. So that's why I followed it really closely. It had more independent observers than any other election in history. Number one, international observers. People like even Jackson Hinkle was there, right? And I remember speaking to Jackson Hinkle about it at the time on a space. Now, let me give you a couple of other things. And the reason I'm bringing this up to you is because Dee mentioned it as well earlier. Dee mentioned this. So like, oh, he doesn't have the support. When he won, before he won, his final rally, right, before the election, Maduro's final rally before the election, 1 million people went to it. 1 million people. I've got a video of it because I posted it at the time, okay? And this is like in July 2024.
I will try to get back on.
And these are some of the posts I did at that time because I knew this was going to happen. So this is, and I'll go to the election in a second, but this is Philippa G, who is an ex-CIA agent, right? He's an ex-CIA agent. And he says, I quote, in the CIA, we don't give a hoot about democracy. If a government was elected and didn't cooperate with us as in America or the CIA, democracy didn't mean a thing. And I don't think it means a thing today. And he was talking about Venezuela, right? So when the election happened, like you can say that the authorities, the establishment of Venezuela is against Maduro, but the Supreme Court of Venezuela affirmed the Electoral Authority's findings. The Electoral Authority did independent findings within Venezuela saying that Maduro had won on July the 28th. Now, if you want to say the Electoral Authority was fraudulent and then the Supreme Court was also rigged in Venezuela, fine. But do you know what? They sent, Venezuela invited, and this is the thing, right? I'll post it in the nest. Venezuela invited election observers from the United States National Lawyers Guild. The United States National Lawyers Guild. They invited them and said, come and monitor our election. Right? Because we know that your government is going to turn around tomorrow, literally before even the final vote was cast, and say, oh, not our man in there. And this is what the US National Lawyers Guild said. The delegation observed a transparent, fair voting process with scrupulous attention to legitimacy, access to the polls, and pluralism. There's a few statements from them, actually, because I did a few posts on them. We observed a deep participatory and pluralistic process where the Venezuelan people are directly engaged in the social and political life of their nation. At every station we visited, and they visited stations randomly, right? Because they had free reign. All of these international observers that went, I can get you a whole list of people that went. People went from the UK, people went from America, people went from Europe, people went from Australia. They said, come in, observe our elections, right? Because we don't want this accusation later. We forget about these things now, right? When we say, oh yeah, but there was election irregularities, there wasn't. Because I tell you what, if somebody came in, if we had election observers in the UK, I bet you my bottom dollar there would be election irregularities. And I can bet you my bottom dollar there would be in America, because we would not have international observers. And this is what they said. At every station we visited, both voters and party observers expressed unanimous confidence in the electoral process and its efficiency. So I just want to say that
Khaleesi,
because
sorry to interrupt you, but you are aware that Trump has just put on Truth Social that they've captured Maduro.
Wow.
The Americans have actually
no.
captured it. Yeah, they've actually captured and flown him out.
Cooked.
Well, I just answered my own question because I was like, well, what about the other countries that sanctioned Venezuela? But then I looked like, what goods did they sell? It's so I guess all the other countries are sanctioning them because of oil. So I guess it is because of oil. Um, and then the other thing I was gonna
So
bring up
wait,
is
Kelsey, wait, back up. Right. I just wanna, can anybody verify what is it Piotr just said that? Piotr, you sounded
Yeah,
half asleep.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Piotr
on his
said
Truth
that.
Social. I've just tweeted it. He's literally just said Trump states Maduro has been captured.
Solomon, is that accurate?
Yes, it's 4 minutes ago. I'm just reading it right now. It says the United States of America has successfully carried out a large-scale strike
So,
against Venezuela and its leader, President
hold on.
Nicolas Maduro, who has been
My Spanish is bad, so robo las elecciones, so that's robbed the election. It's horrible. Trafica con drogas, no le importamos. Y en cierto modo estamos contentos de que esté intentando. One sec. Esté intentando. Yeah, no, they were warned, indeed. Wait, why do I not see you? Oh, you're on Kick. No. Why do I not see you in my chat? One sec. Esté intentando. Yeah, no, they were warned, indeed. Wait, why do I not see you? Oh, you're on Kick. No. Why do I not see you in my chat? One sec. That's weird. Esté intentando. Yeah, no, they were warned, indeed. Wait, why do I not see you? Oh, you're on Kick. No. Okay, so Mauricio, stole the election. Why do I not see you in my chat? He's horrible. He traffics drugs. He doesn't care about us. And in a way, we're glad they're trying to remove him from. Really? Yeah, no, they were warned, indeed. Wait, why do I not see you? Oh, you're on Kick. I don't think that's what they're trying to do. Mauricio, stole the election. In my chat. He's horrible. He traffics drugs. But yeah, I heard on TikTok. I remember and in a way, we're glad they're trying to remove him. I remember. People were like crying.
Monday.com, the opposite of any work platform we tried in the past. We tried other work management platforms.
Mo
Big
is
Mo
there.
because that is that Mo.
This is your host of the most, Johnny Billions. Thank you for coming to Power Love Hour Radio. This is our fastest ending ever. Love you guys. Racial slur, racial slur, racial slur. We're out of here. Peace.
They just ended.
And when they ask me to go on panels like Pierce Morgan, or if they ask me to go on Cuomo's show or OAN I did the other day, I'm happy to have a 10-minute, conversation about the news while I might agree or disagree with someone because I'm a very opinionated guy. That's what I do. But I don't vote for somebody just because they have a D next to their name. And I don't vote for somebody just because, I'm in some sort of political affiliation. So when you say I'm the most partisan.
Venezuela, man. Come on, man. We should have been captured him, man. Like, come on, man. Yeah, okay, so they captured him. So you think they're bringing him back to the United States? Then, if that's true. Hold on.
100%. They're gonna bring him back to face the criminal charges.
Yo, ain't this like bullying a little bit? Yo, it's Venezuela. These dudes probably got like rocks in their pockets. They got like, you know what I mean, like slingshots. Like these guys ain't got. Yo, this dude was dancing merengue. I was watching to see what he on. I seen one gun, 5 soldiers. Like, come on, man. Yo, pass me the gun. Like, come on, what they got going on over there?
Yeah, he was arming all of his civilians too.
They
but
caught
I guess
him?
It didn't work out, man. They got him in there.
They caught Marido?
The 2.5-hour war, it looks like niggas got him already.
Shit, drop a bomb and destabilize the whole thing. Wait, so this is breaking news. They caught this guy.
That's what I'm hearing right
Hey
now.
Ryan, if you want, you can you can get on Suleiman's space.
But that's what it's looking like.
Let me
Is
see.
that he just got captured? At least the people in my chat are putting that. Because I literally just went live now.
You should join the space.
This
If
guy
you're there.
incredible. It says breaking: the U.S. has captured the Venezuelan.
They'll let you
leader.
on.
Trump just put it out.
What do you
He just
want
put it out.
again?
The United States of America successfully carried out a large-scale strike against Venezuela and its leader, President Nicolas Maduro, who has been, along with his wife, captured and flown out of the country. This operation was done in conjunction with U.S. law enforcement. Details to follow. There'll be a news conference later today at 11 a.m. Mar-a-Lago.
That little ball is running.
President Donald Trump. So they got him. So
Yo, are we like some bullies? Yo, we basically fucked them up. Before people went to sleep.
That is a tank.
They're gonna wake up and be like, yeah, we fucked them up like in 2 hours. We captured their president. Yeah, they'll never be the same again. It's over. Jesus. That's kind of crazy, huh?
yeah, no, they did it. That's the quickest conflict I've seen. But they definitely they knew where he was at. The intelligence agencies are very good, man. They know exactly where the dude was at. They attacked, saw how we would move, and probably just picked him up right then and there. So he's already out the country.
Against the U.S. and it would
How does
spread
that
not
do
just
with
to Venezuela,
the relationship
but to
between
Colombia,
countries, right? Because
potentially
we
to
literally
Brazil
have
and other
now
neighboring
grabbed
nations.
one
So
of their leaders.
the vice president of
whether we
Venezuela is
recognize
now
him or
the
not,
president of Venezuela.
We've
There will be
taken
an
them out of
election
their
within 30
country,
days. That's all
and I
by the
guess they're
Venezuelan
going to be going
Constitution.
through
But
our
Maine, I think
court
it's
of
Maine.
law
I can't
and
see
in
who's
our
talking by the
jurisdiction.
voice.
But
It sounds like
how do we deal with Venezuela after that when
Yeah, we never
basically
put someone in
we
power.
just told
We
them,
just
fuck you. We've
put
not only dropped
advertising
bombs on you,
dollars
we've
behind
taken
it,
your leader.
same way APAC
How
does in
could they
America.
even
And
have
who
civil
advertises
conversations with us
the
in
most,
good faith,
90% of the
seeing the
time,
fact
that's
that
who
we just
wins.
bullied the
Right? That's
scene
how
and
we do
just
it.
Well, they're
snatched
gonna
their
put
shit up?
And you can look at our own elections.
basically
Go look.
Venezuela's
Every
gonna be like
president, whoever
Ukraine.
ran,
We're gonna put a
who had the
puppet,
most money,
leader in there,
almost
that
every single
Machado
time
chick
it's
that
the one.
lost the election. She's far more favorable to U.S. foreign interests as well as Israel. And they're gonna put her in power, and she's gonna be running things, and we're gonna have access.
Why
to
does he
oil
keep doing
reserves,
that?
And that's what's gonna happen. And that's what I predict is gonna be the next step here. She's gonna come out of hiding because she's been in hiding ever since she lost the election, and she's gonna get put in power because she's far more friendly to Western interests than Maduro was.
Hey, I gotta be honest, man. Venezuela let me down, man. This was pathetic. 2 hours.
that they've
Yo, at
been able
least
to
the
do
dudes
this.
in
That
O
whole
Block.
operation
The
took
dudes in
about
O
90
Block at
fucking
least was
minutes.
like, yo,
And they
listen,
went
they send the
in
feds here.
quick,
We gonna
lightning
put up a
storm, went
little bit
in,
up of
and no wonder
resistance.
no
2
wonder no
hours,
one knew
the
where he
whole shit is
was,
over. This is
because
crazy.
the Americans really had him and
This
kept
is
him
crazy.
absolutely
Like,
pinned
Yeah, no,
down
it's
like
crazy. No, it
yo,
is, man. I mean,
and bowled
yo,
over.
Trump gonna be at
Like, this is
Mar-a-Lago
nuts.
tomorrow. He don't even have the
let me throw
decency
this
to
in
say,
here.
yo,
Let
I'm
me
gonna
throw this
address
in
this
here
from the
because this
Oval
was
Office.
pretty
Yo,
clean.
I
There
have
weren't
my
even any
vacation spot set for mimosas.
anti-aircraft
We're gonna tell you how we just
missiles
took
being
over
launched. There were
Venezuela,
no
man. Hey,
defenses here,
important question.
right?
yeah.
This
Do you
happened very,
think the
very
passport
quickly. And then
bros economy is
the
fucked
new
up? Because I
president of
heard
the United
Venezuela was
States
one of the
puts out a
spots too.
tweet that
That
we
with
have
Colombia,
Maduro
that's
in the
where the
White.
passport bros was
I'm not
going and
saying I
getting their
believe
shit
this,
right.
but just for the fervor of discussion,
Now that we've
what if
bombed the
this?
fuck out of them, took their leader, do you think that
I'm
would
getting
you
tired,
advise an
guys.
American to go anywhere in that region right now to fucking vacation?
Venezuela, definitely not. I mean, your money will go far, but I would not suggest people go over there. A lot of people are leaving Colombia too now, bro. A lot of people are getting out of Medellin.
Why?
Because the thing is like the secret's kind of out. So like 10, 15 years ago, nobody knew about Colombia and going there, right? Like it was kind of a best kept secret in the dating world. But now everybody knows. So like, you know, a lot of these guys are like, yo, there's too many expatriates here. It's messing things up. I'm out of here. So they're going to other places. They're going to Southeast Asia. They're going to Eastern Europe. They're getting up out of Colombia, bro. Colombia is infested right now with weirdo sex tourists.
Yeah, wow. Yo, chat, I can't believe we've literally just witnessed the quickest I was worried about like this being like a long scale war, but I was like, what the hell? Like these guys don't got they got nothing going on.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like bullying. Hey, if we could bully Venezuela like this, why don't we go over there to the Middle East and we start waving that big dick around? Like, yo, listen, you motherfuckers over there in Palestine and you motherfuckers over there in Israel, both of you sit your bitch ass down. This was gonna go on. The U.S. is saying this, and you both gonna live with it, or else we gonna beat both of y'all asses. Why don't we do that?
You know, I wish we did that, bro, especially with Israel, but we don't because, unfortunately, they have an enormous amount of power and sway in our political structure. And the thing is that, you know, in order for you to get into any, you know, seat of office of real consequence in the United States, you have to play the game with the Zionist lobby. You know what I mean? They literally own the government, and people don't like hearing that. But it's the truth. They run our foreign policy. They run our politicians. And they donate quite a bit of money and ensure that. And this is a bipartisan problem, both on the Republican and the Democrat side.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now being reported by the mainstream corporate media.
We didn't bomb civilians, right?
That Erica Kirk is pregnant.
They said it was military structures that they bombed, and strategic locations, but we won't know until all the dust settles.
Jesus, yo, is it me or does Trump love like announcing shit hella early? Like, I was just watching him talk about the strikes. He was like, "Yeah, we're conducting an operation right now," and we're like, "What the hell? Like, ain't this supposed to be secret?"
Yeah.
He don't give two fucks. Yo, we're conducting a secret operation. I think we just blew up. Wait, hold on, what? Oh yeah. They just told me he seems like he's always willing to he's media first. Like he likes to bring these details to light because obviously, you know, it does make him look effective because 2 hours is pretty dope, but. You know, it feels like that might compromise what we got going on, man. This guy loves making announcements.
Yeah, he does, bro. He does. And
yo, bro, did you see the joint where he's like,
"Yeah, we're
conducting the secret mission right now."
Bro, that's why he got in trouble with the whole Mar-a-Lago. If you remember, they raided his house 2-3 years ago. They found all those classified documents, man. Like this nigga loves to brag about that shit. Like it's a little crazy, you know?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That is crazy, man.
Yeah, like one of the things they jammed them up on, bro, and that's why I was saying, like, yo, if he didn't win the presidency, he would have 100% went to jail because they had him dead to rights on that federal case on the documents, bro. Because one of the documents that he had, it's called National Defense Information or NDI. NDI documents, it doesn't matter what the classification is, you can't have that shit in an unsecured area. Not only did bro have that stuff in unsecured areas and all across Mar-a-Lago, he talked with like a reporter or a woman or something like that about some of the information that was in this NDI document that had to do with like Iran. They had that recorded. Like they literally had that recorded in the evidence. So if he had not won the presidency on this last go round, bro, he would have 100% went to jail for espionage. No doubt in my mind about it. Because they got you dead to rights when they got you on 18 USC 793, which is like the Espionage Act. They had them, bro. That's rights. Doesn't matter. Oh, well, he could have declassified the documents. That's irrelevant. If it's national defense information, it cooked. Can't have it.
Hey, you think we're about to go on a generational run of just bullying like these countries?
Canada and U.S. is the same military.
We about to start
Iran is
stepping
next, bro. Iran is next, and I don't like it. Because
wait, what they got over there? They got some oil. And by the way, it's legal for us to be like, yo, y'all got some oil. We gonna fuck you up to get it.
So with Iran, right? We're attacking Iran more for Israel, right? Like, and I could kind of go. You want me to kind of explain it from the beginning for your audience? Because I know some of them might not be familiar.
Just break it down simply. Why we got beef with Iran? Do they got weapons of mass destruction again?
Okay, so we'll go through this. So here's the thing.
Iraq?
So we could talk about that too. So when it comes to Iran, right? Israel has been trying to get a war with Iran for the better part of 30 to 40 years. Netanyahu has been running around saying that they're, 3 weeks away from a nuclear bomb for decades now at this point. And the big reason why we have such a problem with Iran is because of Israel. Israel understands that Iran is the only power really in the Middle East that can, that can fight back. And they're really the only thing standing in between them and a complete hegemony in the Middle East. So they've been trying to destabilize and get a regime change in Iran for a very long time. And they've been using the ruse of, they got nuclear weapons. Well, we know that they haven't been able to, they've been enriching at a higher level, right? Almost a weapons grade, but they've never actually gotten to that point. But the Israelis don't like them being there and having this ballistic missile program and this nuclear program, etc. And we were in a deal with them called the JCPOA, also known as the nuclear deal. And this nuclear deal was something that Obama set up back in 2015, where we would be monitoring, us and the international community for that matter, and the IAEA, we would be monitoring their nuclear program in exchange for them making sure that it stays at a civilian level, enriching at a very low level percentage as well. And we would remove the sanctions because Iran has very crippling sanctions right now. They can't sell their oil to certain countries, and they lose a lot of money doing that because they also have a lot of oil. So that was a deal that Obama put in place in 2015, which I think was one of the better things of his presidency. Because
I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
It ensured some kind of stabilization in the Middle East. Once Trump came in 2016, he pulled us out of the nuclear deal at a lot of pressure from the Zionist lobby, because the Zionist lobby in Israel does not want Iran existing the way that it is at all. They don't care if they got a nuclear program or not. They just don't want them there because they have a very competent ballistic missile program, right? So what ended up happening was when October 7th happened, right? Israel used October 7th, right? Because Hamas is backed by Iran. Israel used October 7th as a justification to not just wage war in Gaza, but also to wage war in Lebanon against Hezbollah, wage war against the Houthis down in Yemen, and also begin the toppling of the Syria Bashar al-Assad regime. And then once all of that was done, once they destabilized Hezbollah, they destroyed Hamas, they hurt the Houthis, and they were able to get Bashar al-Assad out of there, then they attacked Iran with the 12-day war. They did Operation Rising Lion. It was a sneak attack. It was like their Pearl Harbor. They destroyed a bunch of their air defense. They killed a bunch of their generals. They killed a bunch of their nuclear scientists. And they were hoping that would create impetus for the people to rise up, right, and overthrow the government. That's what they wanted. It didn't work. It actually created, it backfired. It created an opposite effect. It made them rally around the flag, and they took to the streets and said, fuck Israel, go and attack Israel. And the reason why this is so important is because for many decades in Iran, there's been a lot of rift in the government between the conservatives and the reformists. The reformists are like our level of Democrats, or sorry, our functional equivalent of like progressive as Democrats. They want more business with the West so that we can relieve the sanctions, versus the conservatives don't trust the West. And when Israel attacked them, we were in the middle of negotiating with them for the Iran deal. We were literally in the middle of a nuclear deal with them. Like Steve Witkoff had planned to meet them in Qatar like that Sunday, and we bombed them on Israel bombed them on like Thursday or Friday, right? So they got caught with their pants down completely. So Israel attacks them, kills these generals, kills these scientists. Iran's operating at blind for like 24 hours.
Oops.
After that, Iran fought back, and they shot a bunch of ballistic missiles into many different strategic areas all across Israel. Tel Aviv, Haifa, and shit. And now this is where the mainstream media didn't tell the truth on this. Iran absolutely fucked Israel up. Now, the mainstream media doesn't want to report that because Israel's a glass cannon, right? They like to dish out the damage, but they can't necessarily take it back themselves. So what are you looking for? Are you looking for Iran or Tehran or?
Wait, what?
So like anytime I try to understand some of these geopolitical or feuds on like a national on a global stage, using a map always helps. Like,
yeah,
I completely understand the feud between Russia and Ukraine. Yo, you're right next door to us. You're not gonna be fucking with all our ops and welcome them there. That they could use you against us if it ever goes left.
Yeah,
we need to,
and if you want,
that makes complete sense. Now I'm looking at it, like Israel. First of all, I didn't even know Israel was this small.
Yeah,
but Israel, like it's you have Jordan, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, then Iran. So Iran's like power in the region comes from what? And why are they a threat?
Yeah, sure. Do you want me to? Okay, because I can go into Discord, bro, and I can open up my map and I can explain all this to you. Because I agree, showing them.
What do you mean?
Is going to mean a lot. It's going to make a lot more sense. Because I got to explain the axis of resistance to your audience real quick. How do I'm in the call with you. Is there a way that I could share screen or something?
Yeah, you just.
I got to turn on my camera, right?
Yeah, you don't even got to turn the camera on. You just got to hit the share screen button.
Oh, okay. Let me go ahead and pull up a Middle Eastern map right here. Because yeah, this will make way more sense.
And also, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like, I mean, obviously, I do kind of, you know, on my spare time, I like listen to conversations about this stuff, but I'm definitely not no expert.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm kind of more like the average person about it, and usually, what I believe the average American says, why the fuck do we care about anything that's going on in the fucking Middle East? Like, yo, why the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, yo, let's care about what's going on in Milwaukee. Like, why the hell we care about what's going on? Like, most of us will never go to these places. You know what I mean?
No, I totally understand, but I'll tell you why we care about it. We care about it because the Zionist lobby cares about it. That's a big reason why. So, can you see my screen right now?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so let me first I'll explain what the axis of resistance is. The axis of resistance is basically, it's a formation between hostile countries that dislike Israel's presence in the region, right? You got Iran right here, who basically run and fund it. You got components of Iraq. You got obviously Syria under the Bashar al-Assad regime. You got Lebanon.
Hey, hold on. We got to slow down a bit. So again, you know, we're just not from that region. So again, I don't understand. So Iran is the big dog out there.
Yes,
or
they're the ones. They're the ones
money wise, or is it Iraq? Because maybe it's because from I was a little kid. When I heard the word Iraq, I heard terrorists. I'm gonna keep it a beat.
Yeah,
like, you know, fine. Like we always just heard like, yo, these where the terrorists live. You know what I mean? So is Iran like they got the bread? But I always looked at Iraq as broke. Like these guys don't got nothing. Maybe they got some oil some places, but they don't really got nothing. So you're saying in that region, who is the U.S. or not? You know, comparatively speaking, you know what I'm saying? Like who's So everybody marches on their program.
Yeah. So obviously Saudi Arabia and all these Gulf states are very powerful too. But when it comes to adversaries,
they don't get in any type of wars and shit, like right? Saudi
exactly.
Arabia, right?
Yeah. So if we're gonna talk about like ops, like for like the West, so to speak, like with Israel, it's Iran. They are the big dog. They're the ones that fund the axis of resistance.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
So
and then go ahead.
Okay. So Iran basically runs the shit. And what Iran did, actually, this is a very smart strategy. They understand that they're outgunned by Israel and the United States. So what they basically did was they created almost like a proxy where they have militias in Iraq. They got the Bashar al-Assad regime who just got destabilized. Then they got the Hezbollah in Lebanon. And then obviously they got Hamas right here in Gaza, right? And then they have the Houthis down here.
Wow. Wait,
right?
So basically they have people all surrounded.
Precisely.
Surrounded Israel. Hold
Precisely.
on. Again, I know, and by the way, for people in my chat, I know we usually don't, we stay cultural, but
all right,
we
let's
learn
go.
some new shit, you know, every once in a while. Okay, and I'm trying to get you guys to understand some of this stuff on the most basic of level. So, okay, cool. What is the beef with Iran and Israel?
So, the beef with them has been going on for a very long time. One of the big reasons why Israel dislikes Iran is because Iran is really the last country in the region that stands between them and hegemony and basically running this thing, because they're the only nuclear power in the region.
$7,000. I don't give a shit about that kids. I got my $7,000. I love getting paychecks from Zionists.
I'm looking at your map, and when looking at your map, Israel looks like it's smaller.
I don't have any morals, I just love to
Why
get
doesn't
money.
Israel
I
kind
got
of
my
just
seven,
or like
kiss
if you're
the
this
wall,
powerful,
if that's what I have to do. I
maybe
have
you
no
need to
problem
start
being a
occupying
go for
territory
Jews. I got my $7,000.
we have this huge landmass where we get to like hedge that in like the whole, North America.
I got my 7 sevens. That's how many
like
in a
that whole continent.
I
We
got
kind
my
of get to
money. I don't care about
our own sphere. Yeah, so what Israel's trying to do, actually, it's interesting that you mentioned that. Israel's trying to expand. They're trying to.
I got my 7s. I got my 7,000 dollars. I don't give a shit about dead kids. I got my 7,000 dollars. I love getting paychecks from Zionists. I got my 7, don't have any more from Zionists.
Now they'll deny this.
I got my 7,000 dollars. I don't give a shit. 7,000 dollars. I love getting paychecks from Zionists. I got my 7 from Zionists. I got my 7 Zionists.
Like who they down? Because I'm never going to the Middle East. I'm like, yo, I like beach and I like politics. I ain't trying to go over there. Y'all poverty.
Qatar, these are safe places you can go. Oman. But all this area here, you want to stay away from that shit, bro.
Okay, so the next question becomes, this ain't like the olden times, I'm guessing, right? This ain't no Christopher Columbus shit like you show up and you be like, yo, is this India? Nah, this is America. You'd be like, yo, all y'all Native Americans, get the fuck out of here. This is our spot now. How do you take over regions these days?
With Israel?
What's the proper way? So if Israel's trying to expand,
yeah,
like I'm pretty sure if they say, we're going to just own Lebanon, people will be like, yo, no, the fuck you aren't. So, like, how do you do that?
So they tried that actually at the end of 2024. So yeah, so I'll explain. So as you guys know, October 7th happened, right? And Israel was beginning a ground campaign in Gaza. They started doing airstrikes and they started a ground campaign. While this was happening, right, and this is why like the Axis of Resistance really had their boots on their neck for a while. Hezbollah was shooting rockets into northern Israel in the Haifa area, right? And as they were shooting rockets into northern Israel right here, Israel had to evacuate like 60,000 people, right? So they're getting hit with rockets down here. And then on top of that, the Houthis were sending rockets all the way from Yemen into Israel. So they were getting hit not just from the Gaza Strip, but they were getting hit from the Houthis in the south and then the Hezbollah in the north in Lebanon. So what Israel did was after they concluded their on-ground campaign and they took over Rafah and they killed a guy named Yahya Sinwar in October of 2024, right? They kind of began, or as they were wrapping up, so to speak, they began a ground assault in November.
I want you to drunk text me saying
with the pager attack, where they blew up a bunch of pagers all across Lebanon, and they also started a ground assault into southern Lebanon.
I watched a documentary on that. Hey, by the way, I also just Googled, right? So, and again, I know you're on stream too, so I know your audience surprise is way more advanced than.
Nah, you good, bro. No worries.
But yo, Israel got 10 million people and they bucking like that? 10 million? Oh, hell no. That's New York City.
Yeah.
Yo, Iran has, I just Googled it, like 75. No. Yeah, 90 million.
Yeah.
How the hell 10 million people bullying 90 million?
Because they got our support, bro.
We're jumping? Like, what the hell?
Bro, that's called the U.S. firepower, bro. Like, if it weren't for the United States, Israel would be gone in 2 days, bro. If it weren't for the United States.
So we are the guys that our association with Israel kind of warns the region, fuck around, you finna find out type shit.
Absolutely, bro. If it wasn't for the United States, Israel would be gone within 24 hours. They cannot defend themselves against all of their enemies in this region. So what ended up happening, right? So at the end of 2024, Israel actually invaded Lebanon. They invaded, and they couldn't make it to Beirut like they wanted. They claimed that they were going to march all the way to Beirut. They couldn't do it, but they were able to launch a successful pager attack and kill a guy named Hassan Nasrallah. This dude right here, basically. They killed this guy right here, and this is a big deal. Here, I'll show you. Put a face to the name so people really know. This guy right here, he was the head of Hezbollah at the time, and they killed him in an airstrike, right? And once they killed him, that pretty much was, you know, the end of it, right? Because this dude was the main brains behind Hezbollah, and they had been trying to find him for a very long time. So once
is Hezbollah are they on some icy shit? Are they terrorists or are they like just
yeah, them and Hamas were designated as a foreign terrorist organization back in like 96 or 97.
Oh, okay.
And it's funny, the woman that designated them as a terrorist organization was a Jewish woman named Madeleine Albright.
Really?
Coincidence, right?
So when it comes to Hezbollah, those are people that the U.S. don't like. Do they ever try to plan attacks on us?
Yeah, I mean, we've had problems with them before for sure. They've been behind some terrorist attacks, for sure. But keep in mind that Hezbollah was created in 1982 because of Israel, because Israel was being aggressive towards Lebanon and they had invaded. So they were created in 82.
I want the shekels, rich and fame. I couldn't care less how many innocents were slain. I will go kiss the wall if that's what I have to do. I have no problem being a goy for a Jew. I got my $7,000. I don't give a shit about dead kids. I got my $7,000. I love getting paychecks from Zion. I don't have any morals, I just love to get money. I don't care about genocide, I actually think it's funny. I can't spell Jerusalem or point to where it is, but I probably stand with Israel as Apex, bitch. I want the shekels, rich and fame. I couldn't care less how many innocents are slain. I will go kiss the wall if that's what I have to do. I have no problem being a goy for a Jew. I got my $7,000. I don't give a shit about dead kids. I got my $7,000. I love getting paychecks from Zionists. Don't come at me with requests to debate. You just wanna pick on the $7,000. I don't give a shit about dead kids. I got my $7,000. I love getting paychecks from Zionists. I got my
One of my final questions is really this. Okay, so all right, I kind of now understand this as you've explained it geographically, right? Like, okay, here's this region, they're resourceful or not resource, they're funded, U.S. They have definitely some heavy resources in being able to wage war against the rest of the region. So despite them being small,
I got my $7,000. I don't give a shit about dead kids.
resistance, but they're also doing it through kind of like these other entities that's almost damn near surrounded Israel.
And
right?
all those entities, it's important. The reason why
I
we
got
wanna
my
talk about
$7,000.
for example, Syria fell.
Let 'em cook, let 'em cook,
And
let 'em
it was
cook.
being run by this guy, right? Bashar al-Assad. He was the president, right, of Syria. This guy was critical for the Axis because what would happen was Hezbollah is the most competent military, paramilitary that fights Israel. They fought them many different times. 2006, 1982. They fought them again in 2024, right? And they're the only ones that have really like been able to beat the IDF up quite a bit. So, but the reason why Syria is so critical is because Iran would basically get weapons, supply, support, and they'd move these through Iraq into Syria, destined for Lebanon, right? Once there was a ceasefire between the IDF and Hezbollah, what happened was this triggered an invasion, and this invasion is conducted by this guy right here. And he was in the Idlib province, right here in Syria, right here, right? He was here. He went and he took Aleppo, which is a very strategic location in Syria, one of their bigger cities. Then he worked his way all the way down to Damascus, and basically they took over Syria in a couple of weeks. And what happened was Bashar al-Assad had to flee to Russia, and he's currently in Russia. at the White House not too long ago too. Kind of funny.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Nah, we ain't cool with no niggas.
Yeah, bro. No, Kyle, I'm not kidding around, bro. He left in 2016, but yeah. So yeah, so basically, Hezbollah's leaving. The Houthis are trying to get that. The last thing left is Iran. All of their boxes are being consumed. So this is why Israel is in a rush to attack Iran now, while the axis of resistance is weakened.
Okay.
If that makes
All right.
sense.
Okay. It does make sense. So
I'm throwing a lot at you here, bro. So let me know if you have any questions.
I'm definitely getting it. So the last thing that I feel like, and maybe it's important, maybe it's not, in me trying to understand all this conflict and turmoil going on in this region, how does religion play into this? So, all right, Israel, they're Judaism, right? Yeah, they're Jewish guys, right?
Yep.
And then Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia, they're Muslim, right?
Yes.
Okay. Again, religion always matters. Like, sometimes, hey, listen, if I'm going to my church, religion really matters a lot. How much of this Judaism is out of it versus Israel
from the Gaza Strip, the name of their operation was actually called Al-Aqsa Flood, right? And the reason why they called it Al-Aqsa Flood is after this massacre right here. And basically, what was going on, there's three main reasons Hamas invaded Israel. One reason was because of the occupation, right? That Israel holds on to Gaza and they occupy them in the West Bank as well. And they kill Palestinians all the time, right? That's one reason. The second reason was because they were an agreement that recognize Israel. A lot of these Muslim countries recognize Israel as a state ever since
pretty much.
And they even reported the Muslim countries to recognize Israel. Now,
I didn't get my 7K.
Before October 7th happened, Saudi Arabia, and they were talking about potentially getting this problem is because Saudi Arabia
hold up. A little exclusive.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy shit. Without me getting too much into the theology and the lore, basically they want to destroy the Al-Aqsa Mosque and rebuild the temple. And slaughter 5 red cows.
Not this shit.
The guy named Abu
Wait, they're trying to bring back the Messiah. They want to slaughter some cows and destroy like some thing and build some other shit.
They want to destroy the Al-Aqsa Mosque to rebuild the temple, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that played a big part into why Hamas invaded, and that's why they called it Operation Al-Aqsa Flood, was because they're trying to protect the mosque from being destroyed by the Israelis, because there's a radical Jewish organization called the Temple.
I got my $7,000. I don't give a shit about dead kids. I got my $7,000. I love getting paychecks from Zionists. I don't have any morals, I just love to get money. I don't care about just wanna pick on the only Jewish state you wanna bring up, Gaza and the USS Liberty. But who caused the pogroms of Jews throughout history? You're clearly jealous of the Jewish people and me.
I know, this is some crazy shit, I know, bro. What the hell? But yeah, so this was actually a big, so there's a guy named Abu Ubaida, this is right here, right? I'm really giving y'all the lore right here. So this guy Abu Ubaida, right?
And by the way, let me say this.
Yeah.
Cause I'm Jewish, stop being a jealous loser and go get a job. I can do what I want because I'm chosen by God.
I've realized in the last 6 months, the real drama is politics and a lot of this stuff that's really bigger than just hip-hop. If someone made all this shit like really like bite-sized, understandable for the layman's, like somebody needs to do the war in Chirac global. That's what I'm trying to say. Like people didn't know what was going on in Chicago. I took Chicago and said, hey, even if you're a fucking idiot from Oklahoma, this is what's going on. These guys, very simple. I'm showing you things that obviously tragic, of course, but there's an entertainment.
I don't like the sound of the violin.
Aspect to it.
Change it.
Because as Gary even explained this shit to me, I'm like,
if I don't run your media,
someone else will.
if I don't edit Wikipedia, someone else will.
Right?
If I don't limit your reach, someone else will.
Like, you know,
if I don't censor speech, someone else will. Blow up your kids, someone else will. I don't attack you as ships, someone else will. If I
anyone
don't
that seems
steal
too
your
complicated, they check out.
if I don't run patterns, it's not my fault that I have to do this. You only pick on me
Because I'm Jewish, stop being a jealous loser and go get a job. I can do what I want because I'm chosen by
This guy
God.
Abu Ubaida, he was the spokesperson for Hamas for a very long time. He was the dude that would be on the videos with the mask on. It's interesting that they have his actual face here. But what happened was he talked about the Red Hat Group being moved from the United States to Israel. That was a big provocation because they want to bring about the destruction of the Al-Aqsa Mosque and then rebuild the temple. Then he talked about the occupation, and then he also talked about the Abraham Accords, the extended Abraham Accords without answering the Palestine conflict. Those are the three chief reasons why Hamas invaded Israel on October 7th. There's other reasons too, but those are the top three, I would say.
Hey, by the way, have you ever watched the Netflix series? Well, I'm calling Netflix because I'm watching Netflix. You watch Homeland?
I have watched Homeland before, yeah.
There's a nigga in there named Abu Nazir. I ain't gonna lie to you. I remember like that nigga's a demon. but I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been watching Homeland and I've been using my brain to figure out. I'm like, okay,
Oh shit.
how do you figure it out? Because at first I was like, it's interesting because I'm like, if it's not in the United States, I really don't give a fuck what's going on in these other countries. I really don't. Listen, I'm from Jamaica, and
I just can't wait for them to get rid of Iran, and like I just cannot wait. But why did they have to go after Venezuela? Like procrastination.
America, all y'all other countries, good fucking luck. We're here.
Yeah,
But
no,
when you get to understand how everything kind of like all meshes and it all kind of relies on each other, it's like a really interesting, but like very also you have to navigate it carefully. Right?
this topic, bro. Before October 7th, very forbidden topic to talk about because all of our Middle Eastern politics, war in Iraq, war in terror, all this other stuff, it was really only to benefit Israel. Like, Israel runs our foreign policy when it comes to the
it's
Middle
not my
East. We
fault
attack all
that I
the
have to do this.
and it's
You
this kind
only
of
click
rebel
on
wars all
me
across the Middle East.
because
I'm Jewish, stop being a jealous loser and go get a job. I can do what I want because I'm chosen by God.
If I don't run your media,
I want you to give
if I don't edit Wikipedia,
Myron talking to my
if I don't limit your reach,
here's the question.
if I don't censor
So I kind of
speech,
now I understand
if I don't blow up your kids, what else will?
USA
If I don't attack
is
you as shit,
right.
If I don't run pedal ring, it's not my fault that I have to do this. You only pick on me because I'm Jewish. I'm being a jealous fool.
It's not my fault that I have to do this. You only pick on me because I'm Jewish. Stop being a jealous loser and go get a job. I can do what I want because I'm chosen by God.
The only people that would be aligned with the are the people who ain't
remix on it.
And basically need them. So if I'm thinking that we could use Israel to be
if I don't run your media, someone else will. If I don't add a Wikipedia, someone else will. If I don't limit your reading, someone else will. If I don't censor speech, someone else will. If I don't blow up your kids, someone else will. I don't attack you as ships, someone else will. If I don't steal your things, someone else will. If I don't run heads or rings, it's not my fault that I have to do this. You only pick on me because I'm Jewish. Stop being a jealous loser and go get a job. I can do what I want because I'm chosen by God.
And I want to explain it on a very broad level because if you get into the nuance, and I know you can, you're going to lose me and probably many of my audience.
Yeah, I'll sum it up for you. Zionist Jews run America. And the reason why how Zionist Jews run America is because they're in pivotal and high positions of power in every major structure of U.S. society. Whether it's in politics, in taxes, finance, media, I now, we have overrepresentation in all of our institutions. And they use that representation for their own benefit.
Hello,
etc.
That was fire.
It's not my fault that I have what I want because I'm chosen by If I don't add a Wikipedia, someone else will. If I don't limit your reading, someone else will. If I don't censor speech, someone else will. Blow up your kids, someone else will. I don't attack you as ships, someone else will. If I don't steal your things, if I don't run petty rings, it's not my fault that I have to do this. You only pick on me because I'm Jewish. Stop being a jealous loser and go get a job. I can do what I want because I'm chosen by God. If I don't steal your land, someone else will. If I don't engage in scams, someone else will. If I don't buy a politician, someone else will. If I don't do false flag missions, someone else will. If I don't control your bag, someone else will. If I don't crush people with tanks, someone else will. If I don't make the call, someone else will. If I don't control it all, it's not my fault that I have to do this. You only pick on me because I'm Jewish. Stop being a jealous loser and go get a job. I can do what I want because I'm chosen by God.
Rabbit hole.
Fire.
But
it's not my fault that I have to do this. You only pick on me because I'm Jupedia. Someone else.
So let's say I'm
your media.
Jewish guy.
Someone else will.
Big and important in the movie.
I can do what I want because I'm chosen by God.
Why do I care about this? Obviously,
It's not my fault
because again, you gotta like when I hear people, and I've heard you kind of like connect the power that maybe some industries that are.
It's not my fault.
How does that connect to politics? Because are these the people funding? Like, so are you saying that the guy who owns the music business, or who owns the biggest labels, they're the one who's saying, "Hey, I'm gonna take the billions and
It's not my fault that I have to do.
There's many very wealthy pro-Israel Zionist
It's not my fault that I have to do this.
And that money's not coming for free.
It's not my fault that I have to do this. You only pick on.
But
it's not my fault that I have to do this. You only pick on me because I'm Jewish. Stop being a jealous loser and go get a job. I can do what I want because I'm chosen by God.
Because I'm nice. You need to be pro, what we got.
Yeah, I mean, the Zionist donors, they always say, hey, you need to be pro-Israel. We're only going to donate to candidates that are pro-Israel. Mira Matelson is one of the big ones, but there's more.
Did she donate to Kamala?
No, she donates to the Republican Party, but there's Democrat donors too, I'm sure, like George Soros and shit like that. So,
and they all
Bill
align.
Ackman.
They all align with Israel, influence stuff.
Yeah, so I'll give you an example.
Really?
This is Bill Ackman, right? This dude right here.
So it's over?
I've heard that name.
Yeah, so Bill Ackman, right? This guy's a lifelong Democrat, right? And he's done it with the Clinton campaign, etc. But guess who voted for in the last election? He voted for Trump. Why? Because Trump he knew that Trump would be far more pro-Israel and more aggressive in Israel's 27 more front. So he switched from a Democrat basically to a Republican to put Trump in. And this is what I mean when I say we got very powerful Zionist Jews that live in America whose number one priority is Israel. They'll sit there and say, I'm American, I'm American. But when you look at their voting record, they're Israel first. Right? Ben Shapiro, like, that's what they do.
Why?
Why? Because they have a very deep affinity. So they've been ostracized from many different societies. So they never really had a home. And once they got the state of Israel in 1948, they said, we're holding on to this for dear life. We're not letting this slip our hand. So this is why Jews from different places, whether it's America, England, Australia, New Zealand, they all have a very strong affinity to the state of Israel because it's the Jewish homeland, it's the Jewish state. So no matter where they are, they're going to donate and support the Zionist cause.
So you're telling me these guys take their money that they earn from capitalism and they're funding Jewish,
Yeah, they fund Zionism. Yeah, they support Israel. They fund candidates. Like this guy, Bill Ackman, spent millions of dollars to make sure that Mamdani won. Okay? He was trying to keep Mamdani from becoming the mayor of New York City because he wasn't political.
So isn't Mondami like some Muslim guy? He's the guy who runs New York City, right?
Yeah, he is. But like the thing is that he's the mayor of New York City.
New York City. Why would he do that? Like New York City got nothing to do with that.
That just goes to show, bro, that this is why this is why when I say like even from the mayor of New York, like they got their tentacles in every level of government. Like there's a woman named Cori Bush, right? This chick right here. Let me see if I make spell this right. Cori Bush. Yeah, so she was a politician, right? This chick was.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the link. I'm gonna go to bed.
Cut it out, Myron. She's black. She ain't with none of that bullshit you talking about.
No. So hear me out. The Zionist lobby.
Bring some hot sauce, some gumbo. She don't give a fuck about Israel or nothing going on. Look at her.
She doesn't, but that's exactly what got her jammed up. The Zionist lobby.
You give her some Skims, pretty little thing, discount code. You give her some hair glue, and she's lit. Stop it. She don't give a fuck what they got going on in Tel Aviv.
Yeah,
what
but you gotta.
If you want to finish Myron's stream there.
Was she got voted out because the pro-Israel lobby spent millions of dollars to get her out, right, as a representative. Because she was pro-Israel, sorry, because she was calling the genocide a genocide, and they don't like that. So they said, oh, you know what? You're out of St. Louis. We don't even have that many Jews here, but it doesn't matter. We don't want you being a representative. And they got her the fuck up out of here.
Wait, who won? Who was the person?
They funded her opposition who was more pro-Israel. I forget who the guy was that she lost to. But he was pro-Israel, so they funded him. And that's what I mean when I say these Israel lobbying groups, bro,
I'm sorry.
are on some bullshit.
Ciao.